Alright, let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Shoot and welcome back to more R.E.P.O. This is going to be a little different because I am going to commentate over a completed level 4 that I did solo earlier tonight. This is footage I didn't plan on recording at first, but I was on one of my off-camera saves, just kind of messing around and decided why not go for level 4. I'm missing like the first minute and a half of this day, but don't worry because it really didn't miss much. That's why I'm in this cupboard at the start. And I'm hiding from an animal, which is the weird, like, six-legged, cricket-looking guys. But yeah, tonight I don't have time for a full run. It is late, and I have work in the morning, so this is kind of all I can do. And I wanted a chance to kind of, I guess, review and look at my own gameplay and see what I could have done differently. Because while I do complete this, it takes me, 30 plus minutes for a single level. That doesn't bode well for future levels where there's even more extraction points. I think my obsession of full clearing the level and grabbing all the little stuff is sort of a waste of time, especially as more and more there are big items to grab, which can complete the quota on themselves or with a little help. So yeah, this guy sees me, but I have Trank Gun. Trank Gun is really good. Trank Gun might be the best item in the game, but I have a lot to test before I can claim that confidently. All I know is that it's very, very strong, and a run without a Trank Gun is far worse than a run with a Trank Gun. But of course, you can't really control if you get that unless you save scum your shops. And I don't blame you if you do, because the shops can be pretty brutal. But man, it's a huge difference. Trank Gun is very, very good. One-shot Trank to pretty much everything in the game. I've tested most entities with it, and it's one-shot, even the big guys like the Trudge and the Clown. So maybe it's just a one-shot against everything, but super, super good. This box right here, huge. It's surprisingly light. It's kind of deceptive how light it is. I do have 2 strength in this video, but even without those 2 strength, you can still lift it off the ground, and it's very, very valuable. Also, it's durable enough to take a few hits without just shattering into a million pieces, which I like. Thank you, game. And I think more and more as I go up in levels, I think that the strat might just be to go for the big items, because instead of scrounging the map for small ones and trying to collect like 20 of them, I can just focus the big items and they'll complete or almost complete the quota on their own. And I think that'll be a much better solution because it'll save me more time and I won't have to be as it won't be as tedious, I guess, picking up every little item as well. For solo, it's definitely a better option. I don't like the idea of missing out on money, but I also don't want to spend 20 extra minutes trying to gather everything on a map. So, kind of pros and cons, pros and cons. Overall, though, I'm really enjoying it. Day 4 was easier than I thought it would be. Again, Trank Gun's a big difference for that. But one thing that I thought was interesting was that the total debt collected is roughly the same as, or almost the same as level 3, which has one less extraction point. So I think that for sure gathering more big items is the way to go, because I don't want to spend 30 minutes plus on every level, and if they do get longer as the extraction points get added, certainly more true. I don't want to spend forever on a level. Ideally, level 10 solo is like maybe 4 hours, maybe 3.5, but I don't want it to be any longer than that. Part of the scouting I do here is also just to find the enemies that I'm facing for the map, because while they can respawn and kind of like reappear in different places, won't like you won't get like different ones. Like if a headsman despawns, uh, duck isn't gonna spawn in its place. The game is consistent with what it has for a level, and I actually like that a lot. I think it's better for the player for that to be the case. Um, yeah, in hindsight though, definitely should have just focused on the big items. I think I spent way too much time worrying about getting all the small loot and checking every little nook and cranny, and it wasn't really worth doing, I think, overall. I have a stun trap and a grenade. I don't think I used them at all because the trank gun is so good, and the enemies in this selection are not really worth killing all that much. They don't really need to be killed. Bigger map also means less chance of running into enemies, since they seem to what is it? They seem to what is the word I'm looking for? Um oh, what is it? It's the oh, I can't remember the word. Like they're 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 patrolling. Their patrolling seems to be pretty set, like pretty limited. Some enemies go really far, really fast, like gnomes do because they're looking for loot and like just kind of like running around really fast, but others take a while and they have a ton of double backs and a ton of like idle phases, so there are some generations where you can just chill in, a quarter of the map for with like no issue at all. And that's kind of nice. I hate those vases, by the way. I hate them a lot. Yeah, I need to go to bed. Ugh. Let's see. I think the more I play and the better I get, the less cautious and the more fast I'll be. Because like I probably could have done this in like a third of the time, honestly. So we'll see what happens. I have some strategies that I want to put in place for the future runs, but we'll see what. It's just hard to know like how much the early upgrades matter. Because like getting 1 or 2 sprint speed and some stamina and strength is huge. You can go so fast and so far when you need to. Like running away from a rogue, or running away from a animal, or running away from like anything, man. Those upgrades are helpful, and the items too. I think this game is one where it'll get easier the further you go, just because the upgrades and the investment in yourself will go farther. Early on, there's so much like debt with like what you need to invest in. Like you want to buy upgrades, and you want to buy items, and you want to buy crystals for energy for the items, and there's not enough money to do that. But I think over time, you'll get so much stuff that it'll just kind of work out. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting guns too. I don't know how good the guns will be. I've sort of tested the melee weapons, and they don't deal much more damage, if any, than like just physical interaction. So like picking up an enemy that's stunned and slamming them on the ground deals a little less damage than just smacking them with like a pan or a sword. Weirdly enough, albeit the pan, the sword is a lot faster, but it's just kind of weird how much weaker they are than I was hoping for, especially for the price. That could be variance. Maybe I wasn't hitting them correctly, or they have a weak spot or something weird. Um, yeah, this vase is giving me trouble. Again, these kind of like irregular objects are really painful. It didn't break though. Lost a lot of money, but it didn't break. That's good. Yeah, Manor is probably the hardest location because it is so tight and confined. Tight corners, tight hallways, tight rooms. There's like no space to push, put or push or pull anything. A piano can spawn, which is like probably like the worst big item in the game because it's just so big and heavy and it's hard to maneuver. And it has really large generations too. Like I had level 3 generation on a manor that was like twice the size of some of the level 4s that I've had. Mainly because it was so linear. Maps are a lot better when they branch, but I feel like manors don't branch as much. Janek Station has that issue a little bit too, and this is tragic. That's so sad. Losing money like this doesn't help either, to be fair. I'm certainly not helping myself by doing this. Sort of a lot of time spent. The vase is worth it, sort of. It's worth a lot of money. It's not easy to get because it's just so fragile, but like $6,400 for sure. And then here's my mistake: physics. Yeah, tragic. What else have I learned? Stun mine is kind of bad, or at least it feels kind of bad compared to trank gun. It is 3,000, but man, is it just like it seems to last for less time, and it just doesn't. And it's just kind of underwhelming. And it's okay though. Grenades are good. They're okay. They're better with a trank gun. I really want to try out the drones. I haven't tested them much yet, but depending on how long their durations are and like their efficiency is for their battery life, the drones could seriously make speedruns like easy or possible. I don't know if you can put two drones on a single item or player. So like, could you combine the roll drone with the indestructible drone? Because if you could roll some items very, very fast toward, like, back to your extraction point. And that sounds super powerful, but I'm not sure if that's feasible. And the RNG of getting them at the shop is, like, another thing. Oh. Man, I'm gonna be so tired in the morning. That's okay. Yeah, just like reviewing my own. Oh, yeah, here goes the animal. And again, I left my cart in the center, so thankfully there aren't any large items in there right now, or any items that hang off the side or can be hit easily, because those would be toast very quickly. But still a little bit of damage to the objects. It's not good. Given how easy the enemies I have are, I decided to just kind of hold off on using the trank gun too much. And as you can see, the animal did respawn after enough time went by. But here's another example of a big item that's just worth so much money. The staff is worth a ton of money on this map, and I think it's reasonable enough to carry. Do a little launch to get in here and check out for items. I don't think there's much of value, so I kind of don't care too much, but solid. This guy's pretty obnoxious. I wish there was a way to get him off. Maybe there is, and I just don't know it yet. But it seems like there's no way to control when this guy gets off of you. It's just like he does his thing, And then once he's done, he's done. But it'd be cool if you could like punch yourself or like jump into a wall and take damage to like force them off. Because right now it's just like a waiting game, you know. Got him on you? That sucks. Time to wait. So, here's hoping. Yeah, Trank Gun is so good. I can't stop thinking about the Trank Gun, man. It's so good. I don't want a run to be decided on Trank Gun or not. I think Robed is not too bad either. I need to value the health upgrade a little bit more because just one upgrade going from 100 to 120. Oh yeah, this part was so scuffed. This little like tile is cool, but well, you'll see pretty soon. But going to 120 health puts you at a pretty nice threshold because I believe the robe does exactly 100 damage when it attacks you. Same as the huntsman, which is the blind guy, for instance, for reference. And so, yeah, like look at these loot objects, man. Look at this. Look at this, man. It's so screwed up. But yeah, so 120 health is a huge difference compared to 100 as far as like damage thresholds go. I still think that full looting a level 1 is valuable because of the extra upgrades that you can get. But level 2 and onward, I'm not sure. I know how much trank guns are, and they're like 15 to 18k, and being able to afford one is a huge boon. That room right there that I just looked at and I went away from, I think it takes maybe like 15 minutes to go back to this room. But again, I'm trying to get everything on the map. I'm trying to get every single piece, and that's kind of where I'm at fault for. Just spending too much time doing that. I could see level 10 being done in like an hour and a half for a speed run. Maybe 2 hours for a speed run. It'd be rough, but maybe pretty cool. Hiding from animal because he's in my way. This is a good example of kind of like the respawn despawn stuff. It's because enemies will respawn after a certain amount of time after their death, and they'll also sort of despawn and respawn as the game feels like it. Not constantly, but if you've been away from them for too long, like they're too far away, or they've been active recently, the game will just kind of decide, we'll take them away for a little bit and give them some time, and then reintroduce them. Here's this jump, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I have to do the launch jump to make it across because I was too early that time. Thankfully, I didn't go over the railing, or that would have sucked. But yeah, so make it to the first one, and then I realize that there's even more. There's one more object over there too, and this thing, I can't quite jump with it, and I don't really want to. Just kind of have to, you know. And amazingly, the animal comes back when he spots me. He's so janky, I love him. Yeah, I have no idea what that guy was up to. Guy was on drugs, but funny either way. Yeah, there's like so much time spent on these two objects for like $6,000 total. It's just like I don't know about that, man. I should definitely prioritize the higher paying objects first. There's no reason to do otherwise. Yeah, pretty calm day. Honestly, I think gnomes and the bangers, like the bomb variants, are harder simply because they pose a bigger threat to the quota and because they spawn so much more frequently. Gnomes and bombers respawn like it's quick. In fact, I think multiple of them can spawn at a time. Like multiple groups can be on the map at once, just in different areas. And I mean, it's scary like having one of them potentially, run over to your object and just destroy it. Or bombers just sneak up on you and blast your cart to smithereens. I think bombers target you specifically. They're kind of like the opposite of the gnomes. But their fuse time is so long, it's not really much of an issue. And I'm about to get face blasted. Well, I'll have a full level 4 run for sure though, and I'll be level 5. Um, I'll probably play it some tomorrow night after work, but um, definitely within the next couple days I'll have that done. Yeah, these objects, man, it's a nightmare. And this guy's back. Such a large object for not a lot of money, relatively speaking. It's kind of crazy. Ah, finally the first one done. Only took 23 minutes. The biggest reason I think that I've kind of realized why I should just finish the extraction as fast as possible is because the extra money gets put in a bag that they have to carry to the next one. So bringing items back to overfill a quota just to then go forward again is a waste of time. And again, a waiting game, because it's not worth the risk of losing money by throwing up on it, so I just have to wait, and eventually it'll come off. Alright, that to come off. There we go. Get seen by him again, which is kind of a pain. Back to the cupboard. So, yeah, I wish that, well, it's fine if they don't do that, but if the extra money counted as money towards the next one, that'd be cool. And if they want to keep this system of the extra goes in the bag to carry it onward, then I definitely should just be focusing on finishing the extraction as fast as possible. Instead of bringing it all back and then going forward again, bringing it all back and so on. I also really like that kills give you money as well. The enemy crystals that drop, they range from like 3,000 to 7,000 on average, I think I've seen. And while they are delicate, they're a nice bump in money if you needed them. This thing is really valuable. It's not too heavy, but it is awkward, and the orientation, it kind of like sags over time. Weirdly enough, if that makes sense. So Yeah, and I forgot that jumping drops the item you're holding, so accidentally let go. This thing can actually release like a beam of energy, kind of like the clown's attack, if it's is like dropped or triggered. So pretty happy that it didn't happen, and I just decided to kind of put it on the cart as best I can, and it worked well enough. Kind of just wedge it on there against the bag. Just trucking along. Like I'm still looking for money, and I've got more than enough. It really is just that mentality of trying to get every little bit, trying to get every little item, every little upgrade. Because like $3,000 or $4,000 is like a stamina upgrade. 8,000 could be stamina speed. 10,000, 12,000 could be strength. It's just like everything adds up. 7 to 9,000 for a crystal, for energy crystal. 3,000 per mine. Everything. Every little bit. The reason I have so much, by the way, is because when I had my last shop, I forgot to push the button to confirm the purchase. So I had all the items set in the extraction point, and I just didn't push the button to buy them. And so that was pretty frustrating. It was my own fault for just not paying attention. Anyways, that's the run. So level 4, not too bad. I think maybe I'll go back and review my run from yesterday, where I failed and kind of got impatient against the old man. Because I'd be interested in seeing how actually that all worked out. Either way, that's all there really is. So, thanks for watching. I've been Shoot, and I will see you in the next one. I will get this all in one run very soon. I just don't have the time for it tonight, so thank you, and good night.